What's going on, guys? Matt Weik, Weik Fitness. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Today, I want to start off because every single episode I start off with basically the same intro. And I want you guys to understand the sincerity in what I'm saying. I truly appreciate you guys being here. You could be listening to any other podcast, watching any other video on YouTube, but you're spending some time here listening to what I have to say, and I truly appreciate that. I do these podcast episodes for you. I mean, I'm not monetizing it, so my time is better spent running my business, working with clients, providing for my family. But I see huge value in what I'm doing and what I'm presenting and what I'm giving to the general public for free. That, I just appreciate you guys being a part of that. So, the whole reason why I'm doing these podcasts is to add value to your life, to give you a different perspective on things. And this morning, I got out of bed, before I jumped in the shower, I'm scrolling through, my notifications through social media. And, one of them was just talking about all this negativity that is going on in this person's life. And, I scroll a little bit more and boom, more negativity of somebody. And looking at their issue or their problem, it's really sad what we hold on to and let bother us. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of my own life. And this is going to be a deep dive. I mean, I don't think I've actually talked about this on any other platforms. I don't think even, most of my friends know about, this type of stuff. But, it seems like we all look at things that go on in our day and it triggers us. And for some people, the dumbest thing can ruin your day, or you can think that it ruins your day. So for me, I've seen pain and suffering in, people in my own family's life. I was like 10, 11, 12, something like that. My grandfather, my dad's father, passed away of cancer. A couple years after that, my uncle commits suicide. A couple years after that, my aunt has her organs shut down. She's fighting for her life. Different prescriptions that doctors were giving her were interacting. Nobody was paying attention. It shut her organs down. She ended up dying. A few years after that, my uncle dies of cancer. A few years after that, my grandfather, my mom's father, kills himself. Other aunts have gone through cancer and won. So, and I catch myself doing this all the time, and I need to be better at this and managing what gets me triggered and how long that really affects me. But it seems like, people will post at 9 o'clock in the morning the bad day that they're having because somebody cut them off in traffic. I mean, do we understand how minuscule that is on the grand scheme of things? Or you went out for lunch with coworkers and the waitress was just rude. Your meal wasn't done, the way that you asked to have it prepared, and it ruined your day. That ruined your day. Meanwhile, there are people out there, probably in your own family, your own inner circle, your friends, that are going through things that are way deeper than what you just went through, or something that you just experienced. We need to sit down and evaluate what really matters to us. In that moment, when that waitress was rude to you, in the grand scheme of things, You don't know that person. Maybe they're having a bad day. Who knows? But to let that affect the rest of your day is kind of sad when you think about it. We have people that we know in our own lives probably fighting cancer. Do you not see the drastic difference in day-to-day lives of what we would consider a bad day versus what they consider a bad day? They're fighting for their life. They're fighting for their damn life every single day. They wake up with side effects of the treatments that they're going through. There are people who are suffering from anxiety and depression. We're talking clinically diagnosed, not people who are just like, I think I have anxiety, I think I have depression. Maybe they do, but I'm talking about the cases that are clinically proven and shown that these individuals have these types of conditions and diseases. I think these days we're so programmed to think and to look at the negative aspects of everything that we don't really look for the good in things. It's the glass half empty, glass half full type of mentality. And everyone these days are saying, oh man, my glass is half empty, when there's still half there that you can consume. We're looking at the negative side of things. And you know what? I get it. Not everybody can be happy and chipper and go-getter and yeah. The cheerleader type of mentality. I get it. Not everyone is going to have that 24/7, 365. I get it. If you look at the news today, do you hear anything good that's going on? Probably not. The news is almost programming you to think about the negative in everything, right? How many murders happened the night before? The violence, the drugs. Nobody wants to talk about the good things that people are doing in the community. And that's really a shame. And I'm not saying that we need to put these people out in the news and put them up on a pedestal for doing good. I think we should be doing good every day. I don't think you need to be recognized for doing good, whether it's in the community, at work, whatever the case may be. Look, is it nice to get a pat on the back, a handshake, a hug every now and then, saying, hey man, I appreciate you. You're doing a great job. That was super helpful. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Whatever. Yeah, you know what? That's great. But how many times do you get praise versus how many times do you see negativity? You didn't do this. You didn't do that. I can't believe you're this. You're so stupid. Why did you do that? You're an idiot. Blah, blah. Like, nobody focuses on the good. So I truly think that we all need to just kind of take a seat and digest everything that goes on in our lives. Is this really life-altering? If you find out you have cancer, that's life-altering. If you find out that your fries that you got at McDonald's are cold, it's a nuisance. It's not life-altering. It can be fixed very easily. Stop getting triggered by things that, in the grand scheme of things, mean nothing. Mean nothing. So I want you guys just to remember one thing. When something happens to you, and you're like, this is so bad, it ruined my day. I want you to think about all of the other people who are going through treatments, who are fighting a disease, who are fighting an illness. They're fighting for their life. Your day is not as bad as theirs. So take that negativity that you feel came into your life for a minute, for 60 seconds. Just be miserable. I can't believe it. This is BS. Why did this happen to me? And after 60 seconds, let it go. Because in the grand scheme of things, it's just not worth it. And again, I am also at fault of this. I try and live a stress-free life, but the way I'm wired, I bring as much stress into my life as I can on a daily basis. My schedule is full from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed. I don't get much free time. Every second, every minute, it's all accounted for. Someone says, hey, Matt, I heard you can do X, Y, and Z. Can you help my business? Yeah, sure, I can do it. I'm the type of person who says yes, and then I'll figure out how to make it happen later. So I need to work on that because it gets me stressed. Or somebody comes back and says, hey, can you make these changes? And I don't agree with the changes, but it's what the client wants. I can sit here and go, man, like, what an idiot. Like, why would you think that this is a good idea? Like, I wrote this because I know this is going to help your business, but the way that you're doing it is going to send it in a completely different direction. I have to sit there. I have to swallow my pride and say, this is what the customer wants. This is what the client wants. I can go back to them and say, hey, I'll do this, but X, Y, and Z are why I wrote it this way. And if they still say, nope, I want it the way that I asked, hey, cool. Let it go. Put your head down, do your work, and move on. There's always going to be someone out there who has it worse than you. You're sick? Hey, you know what? You go to the doctor, you get medication, it's a cold, sinuses, whatever, you get better. You don't have cancer. Okay? There are so many people who have it worse than you. You're struggling to make ends meet with your finances. You're living paycheck to paycheck, but you know what? You have a shirt on your back. You have a roof over your head. And at least you can put some type of food on your table. There are people out there living on the streets. They have absolutely nothing. This same shirt, they've been wearing it for months. The shoes, they've never taken them off for months. They haven't bathed in months. And if they have, it's probably been in a stream or some type of waterway around where they're at. Every day is a struggle for them, trying to find food, trying to survive. Your life isn't as bad as you think it is. And that's what I want to leave you guys with today. I know this topic was a little bit off of the norm from a health, fitness, nutrition, supplement, business type of, subject. But I feel this episode is extremely impactful. And I want you guys to take something from it and apply it to your own life starting today, this instant. As soon as you turn off this podcast or this video, however you're engaging with this piece of content, I want you to shift your mindset. I want you to pay attention to the things that are going on in your life. The things that you take for granted. Your clothes, your home, the food that you buy at the grocery store, having a job, having your health. You have all those things. but yet you want to let that person who cut you off in traffic while you were driving to work this morning, you want that to set the tone for how your day goes. You can't let it. You simply can't. So, with that being said, I hope you guys got some value out of this episode. If you did, please share it with somebody. If your coworker is complaining about something stupid, say, hey, I have a video I want you to watch. I watched it myself, and it completely changed my morning, my day, my week, my year. Because it put things in perspective. And it's something that I already knew. But just hearing it from someone else reaffirmed that I need to work on this. And I think it's going to help you. And send them this podcast or this video. It would mean the world to me. The more people that we can share this type of content with, the more impact it can have on lives. So, thank you guys so much again for tuning into another episode of the Weik Fitness Podcast. Let me know feedback, whether it's in the comment section or it's over on social media, at Weik Fitness on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Hit me up. If you don't want to make it public, you don't want to make a comment publicly, send me a DM. Say, hey, Matt, this episode was extremely impactful. It put things in perspective. I had a bad morning, and then I watched this video, and I thought, oh my gosh, what I'm complaining about is so stupid. And it shifted my mindset. It changed the way that, the rest of my day went. I would love to hear your feedback. So with that being said, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, an amazing week, and I hope to see you guys on the next episode.